Good morning, it's Tess, and today's tip is 419, and it's about why do 80% of the people fail. And what I kind of find out through some articles from Inc. and Wall Street, different articles like that, business articles, is they basically kind of equate to people don't even try. And it made me start thinking about my journey and what's changed since I've been involved with Doc V's challenge and the introductions and the things that I've been doing. And it really comes down to not sometimes, always. It comes down to what we're thinking. It comes down to who we're surrounding ourselves with. And it comes down to whether we're reaching out for a hand up by someone who has walked the walk that we're looking to walk. And I think that's probably been a big obstacle in my life, is that my mind has always directed me differently than maybe what other people in the past have done around me. And it's caused me to sometimes doubt myself without even giving things a try. And the more I read and the more I move forward and the more I connect with different people that have done things that I'd like to do, and they've been successful or failed, and in most cases both, and they've continued to move forward, it's made me see that there are opportunities. I mean, I have my own, and I think we all have points in our lives, if we think about it, where we did something people thought we would never do. I talked once that I had lost 116 pounds the first time, and I was riding in a 300-mile bicycle ride, and my trainer had told other people he didn't think I could complete the ride. So the one person I probably counted on the most didn't believe I could do it. Did I complete it? Yes. Was it difficult? Yes, but it was so gratifying. I carried the medal in my pocket for days. Well, good morning, Terry. Good to see you. And it made me think about, why is it that so many of us struggle? And I think it is that fear. Like I'm currently writing a book, and anytime something comes up in my mind, I'm like including it. So it's given me some ideas on how to expand or get more words in. But I'm thinking of all the times in my life that maybe something didn't work out or I didn't move forward. And in a lot of cases, it's because I allowed people who had not succeeded in convincing me that it couldn't be done. But if I know one thing about myself, is that I can do a lot of things that people think can't be done. And I honestly think that everybody can do things that they think can't be done. Hi, Rachel. Good to see you. And our obstacles are ourselves, what we think, which is back to that old saying we've all heard before, fear is false evidence appearing real. We've all heard that before. It's if we're willing to take that chance, if we're willing to move forward. Now, I'm not saying don't do it my old way of jumping in the middle of huge lake that you can never get to the end of and then frustrate because you can't get to the end. But take some step forward, and what you'll find is that these things you think aren't accomplishable are accomplishable. I talk about that I've done a 300-mile bicycle ride, and that's the one that my trainer years ago thought I couldn't complete. Well, what's the reason I completed it? I joined in with a group of people at my gym that were riding it. We did practice rides. Even though we hadn't done a complete 100-mile ride prior to the weekend of 300 miles on the bike, we had done 70, 80, 90-mile rides prior to going up there for the event. Again, I'll say it was the hardest thing I ever did, but I also felt pretty amazing about it. I've also talked about like scuba diving. I took a college classroom on diving. 2 weeks before the open water certification, the instructor pulled me off the side and said, I don't think you're going to make it. You're too weak of a swimmer. And I thought, I can't. I've studied and studied. And he said, it's not your studies. You're 100% on everything that you're studying. You're a weak swimmer. So I started practicing laps. By the time the event came, not only did I pass, but I beat every girl in class and 5 guys. He wanted to know how, and it was that I was just determined that I wasn't going to give up after I put so much work in it. So I guess really what this kind of reminded me of is that I don't think that, okay, there might be challenges that we have no ability to overcome if they're medical challenges, and that you'd always have to work with your doctor on, because I'm not medical. But if it's a challenge that you've created inside your own mind, you just have to surround yourself with people who have accomplished it, and keep willing to move forward a step at a time. Everything that I've learned for me has fallen back to my thoughts getting in the way of my goals. And every time I get that little, I'll show you, I always achieve it. like I said, 300-mile bicycle ride. I certified as an open water diver. I'm card carrying. Now, would I do it immediately without refreshing? No, because I went through a period of years of being overweight and it's not a current skill. But what it tells me is we have to be careful what we allow to be the roadblock. And it isn't that we don't have well-intending people in our lives, but if they've struggled and they haven't had the right mentors or the right circle of people around them, it's not that they don't love you, it's just that they haven't seen it done, and because of that, they're afraid. We create the roadblocks because we're not willing to evaluate the situation for what it really is. Is it somebody who hasn't achieved it? Have we truly reached out to the people who have done what we want to do and tried to learn from them to move forward? I think for me, the answer has been no. I sometimes looked for the people that failed and struggled with it so that I didn't have to try. And that's what I'm bound and determined not to do anymore. I always joke, but I'm really kind of not kidding. The Grim Reaper will chase me down the road because I'm not going willingly. Now that I've regained or I've lost 175 plus pounds, I want to live this life. I've been given a gift out of respect for the doctors, for Doc V, for all the people who have helped me to try to make my life better. Out of respect for them and respect for myself, I want to achieve everything that I can possibly pull into this life. I want to make it the best that it could possibly be. You know, it's kind of sad when article after article that I was reading this morning said 80% of the people fail because they never make it to the start gate. I don't want that. I don't want that for you. Step up to the start gate, educate a little bit on who can help you for the things that you truly want, and then move forward. Don't let fear block you. Don't let negative thoughts block you. Don't let analysis paralysis block you. Like they had all these words they were using. Lack of commitment. And sometimes lack of commitment is not knowing the next step or that you're surrounded by people who have never accomplished it, so you're afraid. Inactivity. That again, we've given up on ourselves. Do we really want to give up? Analysis paralysis, I am guilty of that. I always had this thought in my mind that I had to evaluate 500% of all possible things that could go wrong before I'd move forward. That doesn't work for me. I just have to take the step. And there are so many people in the tribe, with Doc V's tribe, that are that type of people that you can reach out and go, hey, this is what I'm thinking about. They tell you where they succeeded or where they failed, and it gives you the confidence to move forward. If you're not surrounded by the people that can help you, I'm not saying that your heart circle, the people that are your family that you love, that you push them to the side, but look for the people and reach your hand up for someone that can help you so that you're not in that 80% that never even try. That's that analysis paralysis for me. I have to recognize, like Doc V says, I have to take the shot and adjust as I go. I can overanalyze every possible thing that could go wrong and I never make it down the road. And that's not the way I want to live my life. Lack of direction, again, being part of a tribe or being surrounded by people who have accomplished it before, they can give you direction and save you a lot of time. Too many goals, I've been guilty of that also. I mean, the beginning of every year, I'd have a list of 300 things I wanted to accomplish. I've had to recognize, pick one, do something towards it every day. This is that one thing. I think it's Gary Keller or somebody like that, but the one thing, 1% a day. That's all you got to change is 1% a day. 100 days from now, you're in 100% different. May not be completed a goal, but when you turn around and look, you'll be pretty impressed with what you accomplish. Next thing is feeling unworthy, and I've had that before too. When I was at my highest BMI of just over 60, I did feel unworthy. And the only way to ever overcome being unworthy is to take a step forward. Because as soon as you take that one little step forward, you get a confidence and you get a belief and you get a just wait, just watch and see what I'm able to do. And it feels good. It feels good to be active in your life instead of watching from the sidelines. Trust me, I watch from the sidelines, and that isn't the way any of us want to live. Step in, step up, reach your hand out, and let somebody help you get down that road a little bit easier. And then lack of motivation. Again, who you surround yourself with, the thoughts that you allow into your mind, fear, analysis paralysis, all these things are the things that create a lack of motivation. It's that fear-based, it's that paralysis, it's that inactivity, it's that you don't have a team around you to help you. There are so many things that have been put together for all of us right before our eyes that if we want to change our lives, if we truly want to move forward, The opportunities are unlimited. You just have to step up to the starting gate and give it a go. I would never go back to where I was before. I want everything that is coming to me, and I want even more than what I've even imagined at this point. And I'm not unique. If I can do what I've done, everybody else can do it too. I look through what Doc V has put together as everybody's starting point and where they're at. And if I've overcome the things I've overcome, everybody has the same shots, and in a lot of cases, a whole lot more. So don't give up on yourself. Just take that 1%, that one small thing today, because 100 days you can look back and be pretty darn impressed with what you've accomplished. Have a beautiful day. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you guys more than you'll ever know. Do something to make your life feel good 6 months from now this weekend. Not always about the remote and the nets. If I have the TV on, it's in the background. I don't even watch it anymore. This is probably the first of a couple of years maybe that I don't know every Hallmark movie or every Hallmark person anymore, because I don't want to watch the life, I want to live it. And for you guys, if you're ready, let's all get to that starting gate. We'll all reach our hands back and we'll all get there faster because we're doing it together. Thank you so much, and make the weekend count.